And does the employee have any rights in this situation, or do they simply have to comply or lose their job?
Well, one of the fair reasons for dismissing an employee is if it is unlawful to continue to employ them. Now, if they are working in a care home, they are a care assistant, they can't do anything else, there isn't another job for them, the employer has really got no option. They are going to have to terminate their employment. Now, in the olden days, they might have gone to Europe and complained that the laws had been implemented and that they were contrary, say, to EU directives on discrimination. Now their only hope would be to go to the European Convention on Human Rights, which of course we are still part of, and complain that it is contrary particularly to Article 9, perhaps freedom of thought and conscience and religion. So really that's their only option.
Yeah, well, I mean, the whole point of Brexit, I guess, Beverley, is that we make our own laws, whether they're good laws or bad laws, but we make our own laws, and in a sense, you back that up. So it seems to me, with the care sector, that what was done was the attempt, and there are, whatever it is, 10, 12, 15% of the country who just do not want to take this vaccine. Some of them don't want to take any vaccines. And it's unlikely that that core of people are going to change their mind, even if they're bullied. Because the attempt to bully people in the care home sector simply hasn't worked, has it?
Well, let me just take you back a step. I don't think I accept the word bully. And picking up on your introduction to this particular topic, and you were saying, well, you can still pass it on. But there is now Public Health England research which shows that even after a first jab, you are between 38 and 45% less likely to pass it on to someone else. Okay. So it's got to be a balance of risk. When we've had 14,000 people die in our care homes, we have to do all we reasonably can, in my personal belief, to make sure that our elderly are protected.
I understand the point you're making. It was Boris Johnson, in fact, the Prime Minister last week, that said having the jab doesn't mean you can't catch COVID, doesn't mean you can't pass it on. But if there is a substantially reduced risk of that, well, then I'm pleased to hear it. The reason I use the word bully, Beverley, is, if I say to you, do as I say, I believe this is right, or you will lose your job, I don't think bullying is an inappropriate use of a word, do you?
Well, I think that if you were to say that without it being against a backdrop of a global pandemic with millions dying, with hard statistics which now show that actually you reduce the risk if people are vaccinated, then I think put in that light, it is a different question, really, isn't it? Because what government are saying, and don't get me wrong, I don't agree with everything that the government says, but I do agree with this particular law, because if this was my mother or my father in a care home, I would want to know that absolutely everything had been done to stop the risk. They're not going to stop it completely. So I don't think that you can look at it in isolation.
No, OK, that's a very, very fair point. Beverley Sunderland, thank you.